Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Justin Case. A man is dead following a shooting this morning in Wolfe County. Kentucky State Police say it happened after troopers served a search warrant. The man was shot and killed at a home on Blankenship Road near the Hazel Green community. Troopers say tensions escalated before shots were fired. Matthew Rand is following the investigation.
It just ain't right. You know, it should have never happened.
The Thursday morning officer-involved shooting left neighbors living on this quiet Wolfe County road in shock.
It's shocking to me that happened right next door. I mean, they live right there.
Kentucky State Police troopers from Moorhead went to the home on Blankenship Road to serve a search warrant, joined by a K-9 unit and detectives with KSP's Electronic Crimes Branch. Inside the home, a confrontation ensued and a man there drew a gun. After the man ignored loud verbal commands to drop his weapon, multiple troopers shot and killed him.
I think it was wrong. You know, nobody should draw on a cop, and, you know, I know the cop was just defending himself.
Henry Tolson says he knew the man and his parents. He says it'll be a tough road forward for everyone involved.
I feel for the mother. You know, she goes through a lot. You know, she's going to have to be strong to get through this. And the one that done the shooting, you know, the law officer, I know he done his job. He's going to have a lot to go through himself. You know, I wish it could be tucked back. All I know to say is, to the mother, you know, she needs to put it in God's hand, God take care of her.
Reporting in Wolfe County, Matthew Rand, WYMT Mountain News.
No troopers were injured at the scene. It is unknown if the man killed was the subject of the initial investigation. It is a life gone too soon. A Pike County community is reeling from the loss of Phelps girls basketball player Gabby McCoy, who was accidentally shot last night. Gabby McCoy not only had a big impact on the girls basketball team, but her smile and personality left an even bigger mark on the community.
She was always smiling, and when you watch Phelps play, you look for that smile.
She was just the type of person, when you seen her with that smile, you just felt like you knew her your whole life.
Police do not plan to press charges. We do not have funeral arrangements at this time. And family, friends, and community members filled the gym at Phelps High School tonight to remember the person that Gabby was. Her loved ones say she was all about laughter and goofing off and would have even made a joke of the entire event. But they wanted to honor her, talk about her, and pray for comfort during this time. Gabby's cousin and longtime friend Cameron Johnson says this loss will be felt by everyone.
Everybody in the community, they're gonna miss Gabby. Like she's a big part of the girls' basketball team. She just had an impact on everybody. If you met her, you remembered her smile, you remembered her laugh, you just remembered everything about her.
The high school will open its doors for students tomorrow from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. to give them a chance to meet and talk about the loss. Another Vigil event will be held tomorrow evening at 6. A Pineville family has their Polaris RZR and a borrowed trailer stolen from their yard. Homeowner Daniel Day says Tuesday morning his family woke up to find their Polaris RZR 800 and a trailer borrowed from work stolen. The theft could cost the Day family $7,000 for their RZR and an additional $2,000 for the borrowed trailer if they are not found.
Yeah, it didn't only hurt me, it hurt my company as well, you know. Now we're out of the trailer if we need to deliver something or something like that till we get one replaced.
Police say if anyone has any information to call the Pineville Police Department. A man accused of pointing a gun at someone and running a motorcycle off the road appeared in court this morning. James Parton was arraigned in Knox County District Court. Parton is accused of driving a vehicle that ran a motorcycle off the road while on the phone and then pointing a gun at someone at the red light. Parton was charged with first-degree wanton endangerment and appears back in court on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Smoking in public buildings is now banned in all of Perry County. A new ordinance makes it illegal to smoke 15 feet away from any public door, window, or inside any public building. We talked to people in local diners that used to allow smoking. They had strong opinions about the decision. WYMT's very own Emily Bennett has the story.
New signs are going up all over the county for an ordinance most are supporting.
If it makes it better for the community as a whole, it's always going to be a good decision.
Local diners that used to allow smoking are throwing out their ashtrays.
There's a lot of older people that like to come in here and eat, and they could never do that before because, you smelled like it when you left. It was overwhelming.
Being able to eat without worrying about their health.
Me being an allergy and asthma sufferer, smoke-free environment where I'm eating, it's wonderful.
Brianna Lucy enjoys a smoke every day, but she knows it's not for everyone.
If I didn't smoke, I wouldn't want to be surrounded by it all the time.
It makes family outings less of a worry.
It's easier to get families, especially people with children, to come out to restaurants and different businesses if they don't have to worry about trying to work around smoking, especially with the high rates of asthma around here.
Local health officials say secondhand smoke can be just as dangerous.
If it's a smoking venue, it is the equivalent to them having a pack-a-day habit themselves for a non-smoker having to work into a smoking environment where that is allowed.
They want people to be aware of the dangers and set a new precedent.
We're wanting to set a new norm. We don't want children to get used to seeing everybody in these places and smoking and think that it's an okay thing to do.
Now people can enjoy a burger and fries with a side of fresh air. In Perry County, Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
The city of Hazard passed a similar ordinance in 2016.
Our summertime pattern continues tonight, and guess what? It even includes a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's go to live pinpoint Doppler radar, and you can see that one lone warning is down to the south over into parts of East Tennessee, Campbell County to be exact, going toward La Follette. That goes until 11:30 tonight, and we're going to continue to track that cell. Mostly heavy rain, lots of lightning there, and some stronger winds. It's down in East Tennessee and expected to stay hopefully down that way, but it is moving again to the north and west there a little bit toward Kentucky, so we'll keep an eye on that. Beautiful sunset over at UVA Wise tonight. Lots of cloud-free skies today across the region. Looking at the side of the WYMT studios here at this 11 o'clock hour, and you can see not too bad conditions here either. Still mild in a lot of locations, still muggy in all locations. 79 still at Jackson, 69 in Harlan and in Ashland, 70s across a big chunk of the area, but temperatures will drop as we head into the overnight hours. See across the state there, 69 hour in the Tri-Cities and Bowling Green, still 80 though in Louisville at this hour. The sleeping forecast, if you're getting ready to head to bed, it's going to be a fairly nice overnight, but you'll wake up to some fog in the morning, so just be aware of that. The latest forecast coming up here in just a few minutes. Justin?
Brandon, thank you. Just last month, we learned a Canadian-based company, Dashcore Aluminum, planned to invest nearly $20 million creating a new facility in Perry County. It's a decision that will also bring hundreds of full-time jobs. Tonight, we are talking with the president and CEO of the company for the first time, as the company is honored at the annual One East Kentucky dinner in Pikeville. It was May 10th when Dashcore Aluminum officials announced they were opening a second manufacturing plant in the Coalfields Industrial Park. Officials from the company say One East Kentucky began recruiting them long before that.
A year went by and suddenly we were faced with running out of capacity and making the next incremental growth plan. I picked up the phone and called the folks at One East Kentucky, and they showed up right away to talk to us about it, and that led to where we are today.
Thursday evening at the Appalachian Wireless Center in Pikeville, leaders from One East Kentucky honored companies like Dashcore and the progress made in the last year.
Last year at our dinner in Hazard, I alluded to a couple of companies we were talking to, one in particular, which was Dashcore Aluminum. And Dashcore is announced in Hazard. Now, it took a little longer than I wanted it to for them to announce, but that's okay. Good things come to those who wait, and all their ownership is here to celebrate tonight.
In terms of growth, One East Kentucky has helped bring $157 million in new investments and 900 new jobs to the 9 eastern Kentucky counties they serve.
That's who we're doing this for every day. That's who I think about every single day, the people who don't have jobs. And we've got to do it more, we've got to do it faster. How do we do this to impact this economy in this region?
With certain leadership positions of Dashcore filled and more expected soon, officials from the company say they are excited to get to work.
We see a small community, much like we have in Chatham, Ontario. We see this as a perfect fit. This is like Chatham times 2 to us. We see a potential to grow a very big business in Hazard.
Dashcore plans to begin operations by the end of this year. Chuck Sexton from One East Kentucky says there are more companies he is actively recruiting to this region. He could not mention the companies by name or give time frame information about them. Corbin Independent School's summer food service program has new wheels. It brings food to those who may go hungry while school is out. This is the mobile meals machine. For at least 20 years, this food service has recognized a severe need in the community. During summer vacation, workers continue to bring well-balanced meals to young, hungry bellies who depend on school breakfast and lunch throughout the year. As lines continued to grow, workers say only a community effort could have brought this machine to the streets.
It doesn't affect every student or every child that we come in contact with, but for at least a handful, we know that this is huge.
Not including July 4th, these free meals will be brought to the Corbin City Pool around 10:30 and 1 o'clock Monday through Friday until the end of July. Today marks the first day of the 4th annual Knott County Fair. The festivities are taking place at the Knott County Sportsplex. Rides, music, and hot air balloon rides are on the agenda for the weekend. More than 15 arts and craft vendors are also set up.
Last year was a very good turnout, so we're hoping, it grows again this year. And our committee, Mr. Mullins here, and a bunch of other folks have worked really hard to get this, and so hopefully everybody will show up.
The fair is open from 5 to 10 p.m. on Friday and 12 to 10 p.m. on Saturday. Admission is free. Coming up at 11, billions in funding now allocated for the border crisis. Why some Democrats are upset.
Things stay fairly quiet for the overnight hours before the heat cranks up again on Friday, just in time for the last weekend of June. I'll have the full forecast in a few minutes.